Okay, so it's live streaming now. So everyone put your hands together for our president, all the way from Texas, distinguished Toastmaster Sarfraz Nazim.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Talha bin Hamid, fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests. Welcome to our meeting. And since we have one guest, I understand we were having a discussion with him a few minutes ago, Mr. Atif Saeed. He's associated with the TCF. For the benefit of our guest, Toastmasters International is an organization that began in 1924. This year, in August, the Toastmasters International will be celebrating its 100-year anniversary during its annual convention in Anaheim, California. The purpose of, or the mission of a Toastmasters Club is to provide a mutually supportive and positive learning environment in which every individual member has the opportunity to develop oral communication and leadership skills, which in turn foster self-confidence and personal growth. Karachi Toastmaster Club is part of District 122 in Pakistan, and it is one of the clubs out of 1,400 plus clubs throughout the world. We meet every Wednesday at the same time, around 6:30, between 6:30 and 7. And in a few minutes, our Toastmaster of the Day, or the MOC, Master of Ceremonies, will provide some additional information about the format of the meeting. And do we want to wait and announce a special announcement towards the end after we have some more members joining in? Or would you like to make that announcement now, DTM Tala?
Yes, sir. I would prefer if a few more members join in, and then we can announce. So maybe immediately after the prepared speeches, we can make that.
Yeah, we can make it in between rather than towards the end, because that's right, some more will join in, and then I guess towards the end, many drop off. So somewhere in the middle, that'll be fine. So at this time, it is my honor and pleasure to introduce our Toastmaster for the meeting. It's my understanding he is an active Toastmaster within District 122 in Pakistan. He's also a member of several clubs, including Husn Khitabat. And if I'm not mistaken, he's the Urdu speaking champion with his speech password. Whenever
No.
That was not him. Oh, I'm confusing him with the other Toastmaster. Okay, so I guess we'll give him credit, but I've heard him, his command of the Urdu language. He will be leading our meeting today. Please help me welcome our Toastmaster for today's meeting, distinguished Toastmaster Rashid Dastagir.
Before Rashid takes the floor, let me just add something. DTM Rashid has a unique distinction. Before we became a district in July 2019, in the preparation, we held sort of an area contest. So it included all the clubs in Karachi. At that point in time, KTC and CA Toastmasters Club Karachi, I think Zenith was there as well, Express was there. And all the clubs competed, and distinguished Toastmaster Rashid became the champion of that contest. Second place was won by our current PQD, DTM Talia. So that is a feather in his cap that cannot be replicated, because there will never be a contest like that again. So over to you, DTM Rush.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Sarfraz and distinguished Toastmaster Talha bin Hamid, for giving me an opportunity and introducing me in such a way. And I think the only reason for becoming my champion at that time, because we are not district at that time. So that's why. So coming to the today's Toastmaster meeting of Karachi Toastmaster Club. Karachi Toastmaster Club is my mother club, or my parent club, where I joined my journey as a Toastmaster way back in 2014. And now I am attending this meeting after some gap and also doing the Toastmaster of the evening role for any club or especially for Karachi Toastmaster Club after a big gap. So it would be a learning opportunity for me as well. Today's theme is about surprises. Surprises come in our lives. Sometimes mean unexpected events, sometimes pleasant and sometimes not so pleasant. So today I met with a surprise when I saw the message of distinguished Toastmaster Talha, and he was inviting me to become a TMOD. So first I try to figure out whether it is a pleasant or unpleasant, and then I thought, okay, let go of this thought and just accept it. And let's see whether this surprise is pleasant or unpleasant for the audience. And in the end, I will wait for the feedback from the audience about this surprise. That is not, uh, and I believe everyone's life is filled with surprises, and maybe many of us experience these surprises even today. And at this meeting, I believe, like any other Toastmaster meeting, will also be full of surprises. I believe pleasant mainly and not unpleasant one. Toastmaster meeting, I think all the learner Toastmaster knows about the working of the Toastmaster meeting. Every Toastmaster meeting mainly have three segments: prepared speech segment and impromptu speech segment, and last but not the least, the most important segment that is actually the brain of the Toastmaster meeting, that is evaluation segment. In prepared speech segment, the members of the Toastmaster Club deliver the speeches as per the pathway, different projects from the pathways. In impromptu speech segment, the topic master can surprise everybody in the meeting with a topic, a spontaneous topic. And in the evaluation session, the different evaluators, prepared speech evaluators, table topic evaluators, and general evaluator can surprise everybody and also the person they are evaluating to. So these are the three segments. And during this meeting, there are different role holders who actually assist the assist us to make this meeting go and make it warm and full of energy and full of learning. So now I like to introduce these role holder. I will start from the grammarian, and I hope these role holder are intact as per the agenda, or is there any change in agenda?
Yes, so as is the tradition, none of the role holders are 100% certain. So, yeah, you welcome back to KTC, PTM Rashid. This is what we have become now. So, our grammarian is Toastmaster Mufaddal Murtaza. I think he will join in a little while, and I will take the liberty of introducing the word of the day, which is flabbergast. I'm writing it down in the chat box. Flabbergast means to surprise, which is exactly as per the theme of the meeting. We need an R counter. We have several Toastmasters. So if someone would volunteer, that would be lovely. What about you, Toastmaster Hiba? Would you like to volunteer as R counter?
I would prefer the listener role.
All right. You have listener. Okay, congratulations. What about R counter? Anyone? Toastmaster Mariam, would you like to be R counter in addition to the table topics evaluator? Okay. Anyhow, so DTM Rashid, you just heard that we got a listener. So Toastmaster Hiba is listener, and I will do the timing, so you can introduce accordingly.
Okay, thank you. So there is no surprise in shuffling of roles, but it is pleasant surprise to see few Toastmaster of KTC after a long time, for me at least. And one of them is Toastmaster Hiba, our listener for today. And I request Toastmaster Hiba to please explain her role.
Okay, fellow Toastmasters and guests, as the listener, I would be making note of all the interesting words and phrases spoken by the prepared speakers and the table topics, prepared speakers and the table topics speakers during the session, as well as random phrases and words spoken by the speaker. I would mention it and write it, and the audience will have to guess who spoke what, as I'd be calling out those words and phrases at the end.
Thank you, Toastmaster Hiba. And now I like to request the next role holder, our timer, our very own distinguished Toastmaster Talha bin Hamid, to please explain your role.
Thank you so much. As timer, my role will be to time every speech and presentation in the meeting, because every presentation has a fixed time in Toastmasters. So I'll be showing 3 cards. The green card will indicate the minimum time for a particular project. The yellow card will indicate the intermediate time, and the red card will indicate the maximum time. So for example, if a speech is 5 to 7 minutes, green will be 5, yellow will be 6, red will be 7. We have a keynote 18 to 22, so 18, 20, 22. For table topics, it's 1, 1.5, and 2. For evaluations, it's 2, 2.5, and 3. Every time the red color is shown, it means that you have 30 seconds to wind up your presentation. Otherwise, you will be disqualified from voting. Which brings me to my next role, which is the vote counter. Thankfully, we are on Zoom, so you'll be receiving Zoom polls for voting for 5 categories: best speaker, best evaluator, best table topics, best role holder, and best big 4. As a vote counter, I won't be having a vote. I can only break a tie. So over to you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you. I believe distinguished Toastmaster Talha is the designated permanent vote counter, because whenever I
Yeah.
attended a KTC meeting, I found him as a playing the role of vote counter. So this is a consistency. Now, I think we have done with the introduction of our role holder. Now it's time to move toward the segments of the meeting.
Sorry, DTM Rashid, invite the joke master, please.
Okay,
Toastmaster
sorry.
Hiba.
Actually, I want to surprise the audience. So now it's time for the joke of the day, and our joke master of the today is none other than Toastmaster Hiba, past president of Karachi Toastmaster Club, Toastmaster Hiba Rais Khan. Floor is all yours.
Okay, fellow Toastmasters and guests, why do dragons sleep during the day? Why do dragons sleep during the day? Anyone? So they can hunt nights. Why shouldn't you marry a calendar? Why shouldn't you marry a calendar? Its days are numbered. How did people see in the dark during the medieval times? How did people see in the dark during medieval times? They used night lights. Where did people hang out during medieval times? Where did people hang out during medieval times?
Nightclubs.
Yes. I think I'm addicted to cheese. I think I'm addicted to cheese. Don't worry, it's only mild. Over to you, Toastmaster of the evening.
Thank you for enlightening us with the jokes. And now, finally, it's time to move towards the first segment of the meeting. And first segment is the prepared speech segment. And there is also a surprise for me in the agenda, because in the agenda it is written 4 projects, but in detail there are only 2 projects.
Yes.
So today there would be 2 prepared speeches, and let's see how our speaker will surprise us today with their presentations. So first speaker of today's meeting is Toastmaster Arfa, and her evaluator is Toastmaster Fahim Razak.
Yes, actually, I've requested him. And Toastmaster Fahim has to leave early, so maybe you can deliver your evaluation right when you're about to leave, right? Is that okay? Yeah. All right.
Okay. So, I might just need her project's detail.
The project is writing a speech with a purpose.
Of course it is. All right, ladies and gents, good evening, and thank you, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Rashid Dastagir. It is my pleasure to introduce you to Toastmaster Arfa for her project, Writing a Speech with Purpose. The purpose of her project is to write a speech or present a speech that has a defined purpose. Timer, please note the timing of the speech is 5 to 7 minutes. Please welcome Arfa. Sorry, I do not have your title, but I'm sure you will mention your title when you start. Let me hand over the stage to you, Toastmaster Arfa, everyone.
Thank you. Today, I want to tell you a powerful concept that has potential to unlock doors to success.
Sorry, Toastmaster Arfa, sorry. Can you come a little closer? Your voice is a little bit low. Or can you speak a little bit louder?
Now, am I audible?
Just a second. Toastmaster Fahim, can you hear Toastmaster Arfa?
I could just about hear her. Toastmaster Arfa,
All
yes,
right.
you might need to speak up a little bit louder, come close.
A little bit louder, yeah. Okay.
Today, I
So-
want to tell you a powerful concept that has potential to unlock doors to success. I often find myself wishing I had learned this concept back in school. Assalamu alaikum, fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests. Do you want to know the one thing that could open up doors to new opportunities for success? That one thing is building our art of meaningful connections. Connections fuel growth and open doors to success. Allow me to share a story that exemplifies the power of such connections. Years ago, among the endless scroll of social media updates, there was one connection that stood out. A person, one of your fellow Toastmaster I had connected with on Facebook and later on WhatsApp for some work-related matters. He was always one to share snippets of his success journey through his WhatsApp status updates. I used to see his WhatsApp status updates, but regarded his success as normal and unremarkable, attributing his confidence and eloquence to his privileged upbringing and superior education. That's why his success was no surprise to me. It also seemed like his success was just handed to him on a silver platter. However, one day, his status took a different turn. Instead of his usual celebratory updates, one day he shared a picture showcasing his past and present side by side, revealing a remarkable transformation in his personality. This unexpected shift caught my attention, inspiring me to take a closer look at his journey. I couldn't help but reach out to him, eager to learn the story behind the change. During our discussion, he shared with me the pivotal role that a certain club had played in his huge transformation. It was not just any club. It was a community of like-minded individuals, a safe haven where he found the courage to confront his fears and embrace his imperfections. Through their support and encouragement, he discovered the power of authenticity and self-acceptance, realizing that true success was not just about external achievement, but about inner growth and fulfillment. At that moment, I realized that his success was not handed to him. It was earned through hard work, determination, and resilience. He had faced countless challenges and setbacks along the way, but he never gave up. His story inspired me to challenge my own assumptions and push beyond my limits. His story resonated deeply with me, igniting a spark of hope within my own heart. Significantly, I came to understand that success is not determined by where you come from and who you are, but by your willingness to persevere and grow. Reflecting on this, I began to wonder, would this club be the missing piece in my own journey toward personal or professional fulfillment? With a sense of newfound determination, I reached out to him again for more information about the club, eager to explore this path of self-discovery and growth for myself. In his guidance, I discovered the transformative power of meaningful connection, as he provided valuable mentorship and opened new doors of opportunity for me. I took that leap of faith, ready to embark on a journey of self-discovery and join the club. Unsure of what to expect, but hopeful for what lay ahead. Although it's been only 1.5 months since I joined, I observed that it is not just about joining a club. It is about entering a supportive community that help our communication and embrace one's true self. It is not just about becoming a better speaker, it is about becoming a better version of myself. Little did I know that single meaningful connection with your fellow Toastmaster, Amir Bilal, and his willingness to share his journey inspired me to take the first step toward my own transformation. I am deeply grateful for the inspiration and support that have guided me on this transformative journey. Now, I am here in front of you, a living example of how connection can lead us to unexpected places. How connections can lead us to unexpected places. Building connection with successful people is about learning and growing, not just networking. Never underestimate the power of just one connection. You never know where your journey might lead and whose life you might inspire. One of the most famous Islamic speaker, Nouman Ali Khan, says, if you don't have a big goal in your life, then people around you are not on the basis of meaningful goal. When you become purposeful, then purposeful people come into your life. When your goal is high, then the relationship will also be high. As a final thought, I would like to say again, connection fuels your growth and open doors to success. Align your life with purpose and attract purposeful people. Thank you.
Thank you. So this was Toast.
Uh, can anyone else? Rashid, I think we cannot hear you. We just heard you briefly. Can you? Yeah.
Now you can hear me?
Yeah. Now,
Yes, yes,
now you
yes.
are audible. Yeah.
Okay. So now we will move.
फिर से आवाज बंद हो गई।
Okay. We heard you, but now you're inaudible, Rashid. Maybe check
No, I
something.
am.
Yeah. Now you are audible. Now you're audible. Yeah.
Yes. Thank you. Actually, somebody is surprising me and not allowing me to invite the second speaker.
Okay, maybe we
So
can go to
the
next
second
segment.
speaker is none other than distinguished Toastmaster Sarfraz Nazir, and his evaluator is Toastmaster Latif Mansoor Ali. So I like to invite Toastmaster Latif Mansoor Ali to tell us about the detail of the DTM Surprise project.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day. It is sad that you cannot even surprise that instead of skipping the second, you jump into the third speaker because we have only two speakers today. But I'm really proud of our president, distinguished Toastmaster Sarfraz Nazir, who has always kept us motivated, always been on the list of being a speaker, being a motivator, being someone um, who somehow does not feel like should I not, and he, I don't know, some power he has that he keeps messaging you saying, were you thinking about me? And somehow we get the answer about it. So this is my side of story, what I feel about DTM Sarfraz. Today his speech is with his pathway connected to presentation mastery, which is his level 5. The project of this speech is to prepare to speak professionally. I don't know if it is he who is trying to prepare to speak professionally, or a world champion of public speaking will teach us how to speak as a keynote speaker. So, timer, please note it's a difficult task for you. 18 to 22 minutes. At 18, it will be green. yellow 20 and 22 red. The purpose statement for the project is for the member to practice developing and presenting a longer speech. There are some notes for me as an evaluator, where I will be seeing the member is completing this project, has been working to build the skills necessary to engage an audience for an extended period of time. And then there are few things which is about the speech, and I will be noticing and explaining you in my evaluation. Ladies and gentlemen, let me welcome distinguished Toastmaster Sarfraz Nazir. Speech title, The Anatomy of a Keynote. The Anatomy of Keynote, DTM Sarfraz Nazir. Over to you.
Fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests, on Wednesday, April 24th, I had the opportunity of delivering a mini education session on the art of storytelling. On Monday, May 20th, I had an opportunity of delivering an education session on preparing and presenting memorable messages at the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Pakistan. In between these two events, District 122 held its annual conference, PAKTAC, Pakistan Toastmasters Annual Conference in Karachi on May 18th. Some of you were there. You, along with myself, heard a keynote. Over the next few minutes, I want to dissect that keynote and see how that keynote fits the storytelling, education session that I presented, and preparing and presenting memorable messages. Generally speaking, a keynote is a one-way communication between the speaker and the audience. And that's what we found. No one was flabbergasted during that keynote presentation. Did the keynote fit the overall purpose of the conference? The theme of the conference was Dreamers Nexus. The theme or purpose of that keynote was dreams, that you can realize your dreams if you follow certain path. The focus of the keynote is always on the audience, the target audience. In this case, the audience was Toastmasters and guests in Karachi. The presentation or the keynote began with a dream or a life plan taking place in Karachi. And it ended with a story about someone asking for money in a parking lot in a shopping center that has Agas on one side and Jafarjis on the other side. So the audience was Toastmasters and guests within Karachi. The keynote entertains. It is not a humorous speech, but it has some entertainment aspect to it. There were moments when the audience was entertained. For example, when the keynote speaker mentioned about receiving a greeting card, on the outside it said, if you think I'm giving you this card because I like you, you're wrong. Now, the speaker was not expecting the audience to laugh, but the audience laughed when they heard that. The laugh was supposed to come on the inside where it says, I'm giving you this card because I love you. So it doesn't matter how the audience reacted, but the audience did laugh at that moment. Then when the speaker made fun of himself, saying that I never imagined that women would fight over me, audience laughed again. And that is the purpose of that statement, a speaker making fun of himself and the audience laughs over it. So there was some entertainment aspect to it. A keynote, generally speaking, does not have props. because props take away from the message. In this case, the speaker was the prop. There was no other prop included in the presentation. The pacing, sometimes the speakers start slow and then they realize they're running out of time, they speed up. In this case, the pacing was almost the same, as if the speech was like a car that's on cruise control, going at the same speed from the start to the end. There was no slow or dull moments or no fast or speeding through moments. A keynote includes shared personal observations or personal stories. This keynote presented all personal stories. There was no reference to another book, no reference to another author, no reference to research by someone else. The entire keynote was based on personal stories that fit the theme of or the message of the keynote, and it reinforced that message. Call to action. Generally speaking, keynote has a call to action. Hey, here's what I told you. In this case, there was a call to action, but it was not a direct call to action. The difference is the speaker says, here's what I've told you. Now, based on what I've told you, if you do the same, you will also succeed. You can realize your dreams. In this case, the speaker left it up to the audience. There were three main ingredients of the success formula: quite excelling, quite impacting, and quite giving. Instead of telling the audience, here's the three things, they worked for me, they will work for you. No, the speakers told the audience that I use these ingredients and I started my journey over there and now I've ended here. And then he asked the question, will it work for you? Left it up to the audience, saying that you must answer that question. Let the audience decide, is this for me or not? Rather than telling them that, hey, you need to do it. And then there was a summarization going back to where the story began and moving the story towards the end. Now, storytelling has a structure. It starts with a hook. In this case, the hook was, hey, like many other people, I had a dream, I had a life plan. And then the speaker describes what that life plan was. And to engage the audiences, do you know someone who has a life plan? The purpose was to let the audience think about their own life plan, or they might know someone else who has that life plan. And then rising action, taking it, hey, this is where my story begins. And again, the speaker engages the audience to say, this is where my dream begins. This is where my story begins. Where does your story begin? Again, making the audience think about themselves. Climax, talking about what success gurus or professional development experts say. Work hard. The speaker talks about working hard and goes on to say that, hey, it did not work. Then goes on to say that some people say, don't work hard, work smart. And gives an example of, hey, working smart, that did not work. Actually, took the speaker backwards in life. The purpose was to show, here's what other people tell you to do. And the speaker followed those and did not succeed. And then here's what the speaker came up on his own, and see how that helped the speaker go from one point in life to where the speaker is now. So climax was where, hey, I am here now. And then the speaker asked, what is here? To tell them, what is this point where I have reached? Or starting all the way from the right side. We mentioned setting. Setting was, the story begins in Karachi, Pakistan, but instead of having a long-winded opening and introduction, it's very short, saying, here's my life plan, and something happens. So in this way, to shorten it, says, hey, I wrote it on a piece of paper and stuck the piece of paper on the refrigerator. The magnet fell and the plan took off. And then I tried to chase it, but someone stopped me. Her name was Destiny. And that's short and sweet, saying, hey, Destiny changed the direction. And suddenly the speaker now He's leaving Pakistan, is on his way to United States. And that's where the story begins. Look at the stage. Many individuals afterwards mention the use of the stage. The story begins on one side of the stage. There was a lectern on the stage. It does not begin next to the lectern. It's away from the lectern. And then the story progresses from the speaker's right to his left. In other words, from the audience left to the right. And as story progresses, working hard, then working smart, then the speaker goes backwards. And now that's where the speaker ends up right next to the lectern to show that I'm all the way back. I'm no longer at 0 point, I'm at minus point. And from there, then the story progresses, point 1, point 2, point 3, and is all the way to the opposite side of the stage. That's visible. Now, those of you who are there, you may have noticed the presentation or the keynote began with the speaker in the center. When the story ends, the speaker is on the other side of the stage. Then before ending the speech, the speaker summarizes and he goes back all the way to the starting point, goes forward, working hard, working smart, going backwards, right next to lectern, and then moving slowly to 3 points, bringing all the way. And then from there, the speaker summarizes what is meant by quite excelling, quite impacting, quite giving, and while talking, moves back in the center of the stage, and that's where it ends, saying quite giving allows you to reach the pinnacle of your success. Just drive your dreams. The speech began in the center of the stage and ended in the center of the stage. It began on a little high note that, hey, I had a life plan. And this was my life plan. And now saying, this is where I have arrived. Sometimes the speakers start on a high note and then they taper off. The ending is weak, or they may have a strong opening, strong ending, in the middle is weak. This one was paced well, sure. So the presentation itself met what the characteristics of a keynote are. What are the shortcomings? It was meant to be 20 minutes. Unfortunately, it was not advertised because there were 3 different conferences in 3 different cities. So they did not advertise the one in Karachi until the second one was over. And then a few days after that came out where we, like, here's the agenda and who's going to speak. Since I had not seen the agenda, I asked someone, hey, how much time do I have? And I was told 15 minutes. I said, I was told it's supposed to be 20 minutes. Generally speaking, our keynote is 45 minutes to 60 minutes. And I've agreed to 20 minutes because your conference is on a short, ending at 2:30 so people can have lunch. So after back and forth arguments, I was told that it's 20 minutes. There was a story that some of you might have heard in which I talk about working for $1.60 an hour in Chicago, and I was asked to scrub the stairs. That story was part of Quite Excelling, saying that at that time I did not know I was engaged in Quite Excelling. That morning, few hours before leaving house, I thought of something else that was negative, that fit better, rather than saying, hey, what I was doing was Quite Excelling. This was to say I was doing something that goes against what Quite Excelling is. And that was a commitment, saying that I made a commitment to someone that I'll come and speak at your meeting. And then I never prepared anything. On the day of the meeting, I called and said, sorry, I'm busy at work. I can't come. To show that that's not Quite Excelling. Quite Excelling means if you make a commitment or promise, you must keep that commitment. So that story fit. So I made those changes. Then there were some other aspects of the speech or some additional information that I was not sure. Should I say it? I was afraid that sometimes people say, hey, if you say too much about yourself, you may become a victim of what's known as bad eye. through something goes wrong, then I said, well, maybe I shouldn't have mentioned. So I tried to take some information out. For example, Toastmaster Fahim Razak could remember in one of the speeches where I talk about going to a bank to ask for loan, and they would only give me $300 loan payable in 90 days. And then the story progresses where I say, now I get notice or a pamphlet from the bank every month asking me to upgrade my account. And for doing that, they will give me a bonus of $3,000 to show the difference. $300 loan is all they would give. Now they're giving me for free, $3,000. I left that out. I thought some people might think, why is he getting 3,000? So if you Google it, some people can find out what's the reason why the bank would want to give 3,000. So I had to edit while I was talking to take some information out. Then in my quite impacting, I mentioned that all my task projects were on my calendar. Most people put their meetings on their calendar. I've mentioned that in some of the other speeches where I wrote down my projects. So if somebody called me and said, oh, Sarfraz, are you available at 1 o'clock for a meeting? I would look at my calendar and say, no, sorry, I'm not available at 1. I will be available at 6. And the person, oh, no, I have to leave early tonight. So how about tomorrow? Tomorrow never comes. So some of those things thought maybe may not have that much impact to the audience. My target audience is, in this case, Toastmasters of Karachi. So I was editing as I was speaking, ended up talking for 17 minutes, which is not bad. If you have an opportunity to be short, that's better than going over. Because the speaker who was supposed to speak after me, since the meeting started late, he arrived according to the time on the agenda when he was supposed to speak. And I was asked, hey, is it okay if he goes first? And I said, that's fine. So he went first, and he noticed and mentioned in his presentation, oh, the red light is on. And then he kept on talking for another 10 minutes. And that's not the right thing to do. When you acknowledge that the red light is on, and then you tell the audience, hey, I'm supposed to shut up, but hey, I'm going to keep on talking. So best is to give a few minutes back. Somebody mentioned, hey, you didn't use the full 20 minutes. So I ended around 17 minutes, a few seconds, rather than the 20 minutes by taking some material out. To me, personally, a good speech is where the speaker is talking and he leaves the audience hungry. The audience wants more, and that's where it cuts off. Just like a movie or a drama, where you say, and you're expecting something else to happen, and it cuts off there, and you say, oh, now I've got to wait for a sequel or part 2. So good speech is same way. People are expecting some more, and you finish it, you stop talking, and audiences doesn't applaud. They're wanting some more. They're thinking you're going to continue speaking, and then a few seconds later, they realize, hey, you've ended your presentation. So those are some of the characteristics of a keynote, what makes a good keynote. So I've talked to you about how that keynote that was given at ParkTech fits the general overall structure of a keynote, structure for storytelling. I have mentioned that storytelling usually has emotions, fear, happiness, sadness, surprise. In this case, surprise was there when I mentioned that I walked into the lobby of a Turkish company. There was a flag of Turkey. Obviously, you would expect the flag of Turkey since the company was in Turkey. There was a flag of the United States because the team that was visiting, and I was a part of that team, was from the United States. So that's why there was a flag of the United States. But to my surprise, there was a third flag. That flag was not expected to be there. And that flag was the flag of the Islamic Republic of Pakistan. So that's a surprise. Sadness is where I said that we worked smart and I ended up all the way back. Instead of zero net worth, now I was facing negative net worth, in which case my liabilities were greater than my assets. So the emotions were there within the presentation itself. And delivery, I mentioned the timeline, starting from one side, slowly it moves all the way towards, and then comes back to the middle of that. It had the makings of a good keynote, making of a presentation that touches the audience, has an impact and fits the overall purpose of the conference itself. There's always room for improvement. So in this case, it would be to figure out what to replace the items that were removed so that it goes back to 220. So that since I had another three minutes, and then notice I've mentioned about audience engagement or audience involvement. I have done this before, in which case I asked, raise your hand if you think I went with a person to Turkey on their project, or then raise your hand if I went to project. And Talab bin Ahmed remembers when I was practicing this speech at one of the joint meetings, and I think some people thought, hey, I probably chose Istanbul. But in this case, when I asked that, very few people raised their hand for Istanbul. Most people thought, hey, sexy city, I must have gone to Paris. And the surprise here is that instead of saying I've chose Istanbul or Paris, I say I'm going to work with both. And so that's the twist that comes in when people are expecting, hey, did he go with Istanbul or did he go with Paris? And you say, hey, I selected both. So this is the keynote, and I've taken it apart to show, did it meet the overall expectation of what a keynote should be, especially a conference keynote, and where did it fall short to some extent. It was my honor to present, and I've talked about a keynote as if someone else was speaking because I'm looking from outside, looking inward. It was an honor to present at the PogTech, and for a different audience, it'll get modified. So that's what you need to do when you give a speech, modify it based on your audience slightly. The entire structure doesn't have to be modified, just the opening and some of the main points that may not fit the audience you're speaking to. Back to you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you very much, distinguished Toastmaster Sarfraz, enlightening us about the anatomy of the keynote speech. And I believe his speech is full of learning for all of us. And everybody will be a keynote speaker after today's meeting. Aspire to be keynote speaker. Thank you very much. Now, there is another surprise. In the agenda, initially there were only 2 speeches, written in agenda 4 speeches, in detail 2 speeches, but actually 3 speeches, and we have another speaker. And another surprise is that our president, not done with his roles as a keynote prepared speaker, but he has also performed the role of evaluator for the new speaker. But
Yeah, actually,
yes,
no,
sorry.
not by order. The request will be made right now. So,
Okay.
yeah, not by anyone's order, please. So the project is Introduction to Vocal Variety in Body Language. Would you like to evaluate this project by Toastmaster Abdul Rahman?
Yes, I can.
All right. Thank you, sir. Now over to you, Mr. T.M. Modi.
So now I like to, whether by order or by request, but he is the evaluator. So I like to invite the evaluator, distinguished Toastmaster Sarfraz, to share the detail of project of Toastmaster Abdul Rahman. Sir, stage is yours, again yours.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and distinguished guests. Abdul Rahman is giving a presentation from level 1. The objective of his presentation is to use vocal variety and body language. So either the emphasis is on body language or vocal variety or both. So I'm not sure in this case whether he's focusing on one aspect or not. So from my point of view, I will look at both the vocal variety within his presentation and the use of body language. What's the title of his speech?
The title is Aftershocks of Marriage.
Aftershock of Marriage. Okay, I
Yes.
guess
Toastmaster Abdul Rahman, please turn on your camera.
okay, so that good topic. That should be full of vocal variety and body language. The aftershock of marriage. Please welcome our speaker, Toastmaster Abdul Rahman.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Fine. Thank you, DTM Sarfraz, for giving me such a nice introduction. Hello, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Well, I'm appearing before you today to present my third project as a vocal variety and body language. Well, the title of my project is Aftershocks of Marriage. I believe that all the men before the marriage, they are the most fortunate and happy person on the earth. But when they got married or when they decided to get married, the problem starts from here. The marriage is, to me, marriage is something when a woman and a man try to meet and when a woman and man will become as a one. But the problem starts when they try to figure it out which one. As far as my Aristotle thinking is concerned, I believe that after the wedding, the man becomes like a bird without arms, a kite without threads, and forget it. So man cannot blame this to anybody else because all the consequences and problems arise after his acceptance. Whenever he signed the marriage contract, which you can say a license to kill, he himself is responsible for that. Someone asked me, what is the difference between love and marriage? I said, yeah, love is blind and marriage is eye opener. Someone from our family, I came across with one of my friends who was recently got married, and he came across me and he was really upset. And I said, "What happened to you?" He said, "Oh, my life has ruined after the marriage." I said, "What happened?" He said, after we have spent 10 years after wedding, but my wife who gave birth of 4 children, and she still fit in her dress, which I brought to her for 10 years back. But the problem is, I gave birth of 0 child, but I'm not fitting my own clothes. The trauma still continues. One of my friends visited to Nahid Superstore recently, and he came to a very beautiful lady and tell her and ask her that, why don't you speak to me for a couple of minutes? Why? She shouted at her. So he said, actually, my wife has lost, and whenever I talk to a beautiful woman, my wife comes out of nowhere. Similarly, there are some myths regarding the marriages, because whenever a woman appears to her circle, she always acknowledges his mistake which she has done after choosing a wrong life partner. I remember there was a woman who was wearing his wedding ring in her wrong finger. So some other lady pointed her, "Oh, look, you are wearing your wedding ring in your wrong finger." She said, "Yes, I know, because I'm married with a wrong man." Similarly, here was a woman when she was asked that what would you do if you are given choice of 2 things, a pair of shoes and a husband. What would you choose? And she said, I would rather go for shoes because they last longer and they can easily be replaced. Well, welcome to the if there was a recent incident of ring concern, there are many rings are associated with the wedding, like engagement ring, wedding ring, sub ring, body ring, and you can go more and more. When it's come to the man never accepts that he has made a wrong choice or he is having a bad time at his home. For example, whenever man comes to his friend circle, Dada, I have a very dominating role at my home. You know, all the important decisions are taken by me. You know, I decide that from which soap we will wash our dishes. I decide from which detergent we will wash our clothes. I decide which sort of broom we will use to clean our floor. All these important decisions are taken by me. And whereas the other decisions are concerned, let my wife to take all this decisions. So I don't bother on these petty issues, but I only go for the most dominating and most powerful decision. Well, all men are not fools. There are some bachelors who don't go for marriage. Son asked to his father, Dad, how much did it cost you for getting married? The father said, Son, I don't know, but I'm still paying. But if someone has happened to get married, there are certain rules. If he follows that rule, he will be a successful person. There are 5 magical words. I apologize, and you are right. If a man keeps on asking all these 5 magical words, remember his life will be more successful life. There are 2 more rules for a successful wedding. One is your wife is always right. And the other rule is go to rule number 1. There are Socrates once said that if by all means if you go for marriage and you get a good wife, you will be happy. But if you go for a bad wife, it will become philosopher. Marriage is a long, love is a long, sweet dream, whereas marriage is an alarm. So with this note, I would like to end my speech. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Master Abdul Rahman, for aftershocks of marriages. I believe most of the men here can relate with this. So now this is the end of the prepared speech segment, and I like to request our participants to please cast vote for the best speaker, and I also like to request timer to please let us know if every speaker is qualified for voting.
Yes, every speaker is qualified.
Okay, so I think poll will be there in a short span of time.
Yes.
While the poll is being launched, we will move to our next segment. Before that, I just like to ask Talha if as he mentioned, Toastmaster Fahim Razak has to hurry, so we'll be inviting him for evaluation now.
Yes, let's ask Toastmaster Fahim if he's comfortable.
Yes, thank you. I'm ready and waiting.
All right.
I'll still be connected, but it's just that I won't be able to settle down and speak.
So you'd like to evaluate now or later?
No, please now.
Oh,
All right. Over to you.
now,
Yeah.
now or never. Now or never. So we like to request the Toastmaster Fahim Razak and like to invite him for the evaluation of our first speaker, Toastmaster Arfa. With big round of applause, please welcome Toastmaster Fahim Razak.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Rashid Dastagir. Never underestimate the power of connection. This is the message that we got from Toastmaster Arfa. Mr. Toastmaster, fellow members, and especially you, Toastmaster Arfa. I really like the way she articulated her speech throughout, right from the start till the end. And I'm going to just read out some of the words that she chose to include in her speech, like leap of faith, ready to embark on a journey, silver platter, a pivotal role. And there were many more sentences that she spoke, which she beautifully articulated. This is where I personally struggle because it requires a lot of practice and writing your speech beforehand. That's how you are able to articulate. So you must have prepared well. And I thought her opening and closing was very, very strong. Her right from the start, Toastmaster Alpha told us what her speech going to be about, and that was about never underestimate the power of connection, how to build connection, and what connections can do. And her conclusion was equally strong. For example, it was align your life with goals and live purposefully. Throughout the speech, I found Toastmaster Alpha to be very calm, composed. I did not even detect one nerve. For example, if think of us driving, the way she was driving, for example, it was like no bumps on her road. But when other speakers, you can see the nerves coming in, going, no nerves coming in. I don't know how she was so calm and composed, but there she was. There are a few things I would like to highlight, which I think can really enhance her speech in the next time. As I said, she was calm and composed. I thought she was too calm and composed. Why not bring some excitement with the body language, with the tone of variety? Maybe do it as a standing position rather than sat down, because it just became a too monotone. And when this happens, the audience can lose a bit of touch because our message was very powerful. It's just the way the delivery could have been a lot more impactful, and this is the way I think she can develop it with the body language, with the tone variety, and use the stage like on a standing position. And maybe next time she could personalize the story a little bit more because she kept referring as the person as he. Why not give it a name? Pappu, Raju, Sonu, whatever name, or maybe more fancy names. For example, Sarfaraz, Talha, Latif. Just use some names there and personalize the story. So in conclusion, a very good speech. Just keep articulating the way you do. Strong opening, closing, very calm and relaxed. Just bring the excitement. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you. Thank you for beautifully evaluating the speech of Toastmaster Arfa, and I believe my comments won't have any bearing on the vote for the best evaluator. Participant should be aware of that. And thank you very much, sir. Now we will move forward the next session. That is impromptu speech session, our table topic session, and without any delay, I like to. Any other surprise?
Yes, Mr. TMOD. Sorry. It will be with some delay. There are two announcements to be made that Mr. President mentioned. We were just waiting for a few members to join. So one announcement, and it will be quick. One announcement is a special incentive for membership renewal from October, which is this, that, what we'll be doing is that we'll be allowing members to deposit their payments on a monthly basis starting from June. So if you wish to renew from October 1, you won't need to pay $60 all at once. You can pay $15 per month during June, July, August, and September. And also, if you wish to renew maybe from November or December, the same scheme will apply. So that is one major announcement. We are offering this to ease the process of payments for members, because we realize that $60 at once can become a lot of burden. So everyone, please take note. We'll also be announcing it in the group. The second announcement is our National Championship of Public Speaking, which is, of course, the district speech contest. Our own Toastmaster Latif Mansoor Ali is also one of the contestants. So just to brief everyone, Toastmasters and non-Toastmasters here, the contest will take place at ICAP this Saturday. It will have international speech contest, Urdu speech contest, tall tales, evaluation, and table topics contest. Two of our members are competing. In fact, it's Latif Mansoor Ali and distinguished Toastmaster Iram Rizvi, who is representing another club, but also a KTC member. She'll also be representing us. It will take place at ICAP Karachi, and the time will be 9:30 to 5 for all 5 contests. But if you have lesser time, you can attend for a lesser time as well. The registration form will be shared again. There's a small charge, but there will be lunch. So this is the lineup for the international speech contest. You can see Toastmaster Latif Mansoor Ali, Iram Rizvi, and other contestants. This is the Urdu speech contest, the lineup here. This is the table topics contest. Another of our honorary members, DTM Irfan Farooqi, will be competing in addition to DTM Iram Rizvi. And yes, DTM Iram Rizvi is in almost every contest. From Urdu too, she just withdrew. Otherwise, he would have been here too. Anyhow, DTM Irfan, DTM Iram. And finally, tall tales, we have DTM Iram, DTM Irfan again. So if you wish to witness this exciting all Pakistan level contest, Toastmasters and non-Toastmasters alike, please come to ICAP this Saturday, 9:30. Over to you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you. Thank you for the interesting but not surprising announcement. First one was surprising, and second one was as scheduled. So there is one surprising announcement, and I think it should be a pleasant surprise for all the members waiting for renewal. Please hurry up and renew your membership before September 30, 2024 by only paying $15 for 4 months. So now, without any delay, we will move toward the impromptu session, and I like to invite Toastmaster Latif Mansoor Ali, our table topic master for today. Sir, stage is all yours.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day. Distinguished audience, it's a pleasure to be with KTC meeting, though I could not finish on time work, but still commitment is a commitment. Before I start my table topic session, I really feel that I should be sharing some of my experiences, and then I assure you that these topics will be connected to what I am going to explain. So first and foremost, for the benefit of the guest, you have no exception to say no or pass on. We will be calling you up. Table topics will be a session is like when I, as a topic master, will give you a topic and you will share your speech within 1 to 2 minutes. So at 1, it will be green. At 1 minute 30 seconds, it will be yellow, and red will be on 2 minutes. You will have grace period of 30 seconds, but beyond 30 seconds, then it's the the presiding officers excrete that they will include or disqualify you from voting. Now, only thing which I feel to assure you that will encourage you, it is that to remember the Oreo biscuit. If you remember the Oreo biscuit, so once you receive the title, make sure that you recall first the title, so that you have the few seconds of getting it up, the momentum. Then remember the Oreo. So the first O is the opinion. What you feel about the topic. Your opinion. What is your opinion? You agree with the topic. You disagree with your opinion. Then you give the reason why you agree or disagree with the opinion. Share your experience, and then reassure about the same opinion. So it's like OREO. So that reassurance of that opinion of yours will be the call of message. So before we start, and I invite the guest, first I will invite the Toastmasters, who are the stalwart of Toastmasters table topic sessions. Can I invite Toastmaster Mufaddal Murtaza, please, if you can. Switch on. Yes.
Toastmaster Latif Mansoor, just give me 1 minute.
Sure. Timer, I feel that you should raise your hand so that it will be easier for everyone.
Yeah, okay.
One more surprise, Mr. Table Topics Master. At the end of the session, we have a very special young guest who would like to speak for 30 seconds. So maybe you, after you're done with your topics, please give that space. Over to you.
Thank you. If you want, we can encourage it in the beginning.
I don't think his father would like that, but I don't know.
Okay.
We can do that.
Would you, Toastmaster Mufaddal?
All right. If the DTM Talabin Ahmed allows and Toastmaster Latif Mansoori allows, my son is ready. So if you guys say we can do it right now.
Yeah. So he's the one who was saying. I remember he was saying something about you shared incident about him in a speech. So
yeah. He's just entering this Toastmaster world. He has prepared this 30 seconds.
Please
speech.
give me his name. Give me his name.
His name is Burhanuddin.
Burhan. And can he hear me now?
The picture.
Yeah, he can hear you.
Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me invite first our guest, little master, little champ, Burhanuddin, and please share your thoughts, what you have prepared for us. We would love to hear.
My speech name is myself, I'm starting my speech. My name is Brandy. I study in Badri High School, and now I will go to grade 2. My favorite subject is maths. I like to play cricket with my friends. My favorite hobby is to use mobile. I'm smart in my class. I'm good in sports. Thank you.
Most welcome. Thank you very much. It's really lovely. Now we have to hear your best innings, right? If you are good in sports. Next time you prepare and tell us what happened in your match which you played. Okay? Good luck. Good luck.
Thank you.
Please hand over to your father.
Yeah, thank you very much, Toastmaster Latif Mansoor and the distinguished Toastmaster Talabin Ahmed to accommodate him. Thank you very much. And it's a privilege.
So,
Like
ladies and
he's entering, he was forcing me his vacation. I started. Sorry, you were saying something.
carry on. Yes.
Yeah, he was, asking me to do this since his exams were on. So I told him that, okay, once your vacations are on, we can do this. So inshallah, he'll be, coming periodically to the
Great.
meetings.
Thank you. Actually, I know the reason what you were saying, that, after your exams, because you were not attending the meeting. The main reason was you.
Yeah, actually, the main reason was this. Yeah.
Okay. So let's go with the topic. Mufaddal, your topic is the only limits you have are the limits you believe. The only limits you have are the limits you believe. Over to you.
Thank you very much, Table Topic Master, for giving me this topic. The only limit you have is the only limit you believe. The mind which we have is actually the barrier, the mental barrier which we keep in our mind is the only barrier which stops us doing anything in our life. Let me give an example for this, that when I was in my graduation, I had a dream of doing my master's from abroad, as none of the universities over here were offering the masters in petroleum engineering. So I had a dream to go outside of Pakistan and do my masters. And one day, due to financial limits, I talked to my father, and he told me that he knows some foundation, education foundation who gives scholarships. So he took me over there, and they saw my profile and they said, yes, okay, Mufaddal, your profile is impressive. We will give you the scholarship, and we will send you to the masters for the masters abroad. But unfortunately, my father died when I was in my final year. So I was the only one looking at my family, and all my dreams went into vain. And I thought, now I cannot do the masters. That was the barrier which I made in my mind. But after some time, this thing was in my mind, and I had kept this limit that I have to do my masters from abroad. So after going into my professional life, I started to search that what I can do, how I can pursue this master, keeping my family at my taking care of my family at the same time. So I came up with a solution that I have a distance learning program which is offered by a university in UK, and I went into that. And slowly and gradually, I started that program in 2019. The name of the university is Harriet Watt, and I ended my master's right now in December 2023. So if I would have kept my limit that I cannot do the masters, I wouldn't have done it. But since I stretched my limit beyond the boundaries and I stepped out the comfort zone, I reached where I wanted to be. That's all from my side. Over to you, Table Topic Master.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mufaddal. Really inspiring. Do we have Toastmaster Fiza? Or no, I can't see her now. Toastmaster Fiza is not around. Can I invite guest Iram? Is it okay? You can speak.
Toastmaster Latif, you also have Toastmaster Rafat Mubin online.
Yeah.
Yes. I have her name. So, okay. Do you want me to go first with Rafat? Toastmaster Rafat, please. Toastmaster, yes.
Yes.
Okay. Do you want to switch on your video? Is it possible, or?
It's okay.
Okay. So Toastmaster Rafat Mubin,
Yes.
your topic is change the world by being yourself. Change the world by being yourself. Over to you.
Wow, such a nice topic for me. Change a world by being myself. Yes, I can change my world by myself with the abilities which bestowed to me by Allah Almighty and the courage which Allah Almighty given to me. I am of the opinion that when you want to learn something, you learn it by doing it. If you want to know the depth of the sea, you can jump it in the sea. And when you jump in the sea, you will know each and everything in the sea, or each and every hurdle of during the way will learn something. And it's my personal experience that when we learn something from our experience, it is everlasting. And every everlasting things make us happy, healthy, and smarter. So, in my opinion, the best thing is to learn from experiences and to do it courageously and to do it in a nice way and never hesitate in the way, because limitation always cause hurdles for us, and it is up to us that how we pass the hurdles and bravely face the situation. Over to the Toastmaster of the table topic master.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rafat. May I invite Iram H, if you can, if you're ready, let me know. Okay.
Yes, I am. Am I audible?
Iram, you ready?
Yeah. Latif is mute, I guess.
We cannot solve problem. No, I'm okay now. We cannot solve problem with the kind of, you can hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. So we cannot solve problems with the kind of thinking we employed when we came up with them. We cannot solve problems with the kind of thinking we employed when we came up with them. You want me to give you a hint about what it is about?
Yeah.
Plan
a
B.
little bit.
I think he can handle it very
Yeah. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Table Topic Master, for giving me a chance to speak on this. The topic was we cannot think the way that we have been employed. It entirely indicates that our thinking has been limited with the way of the employment, or it has been limited with the certain limitations. Being a human being, it's our responsibility that we have to overcome such type of the fears, and whatever are the limitations in our mind and in our way to proceed forward, we have to find out the resolution that how we can proceed. It's not about specifically the thinking. It can be in your day-to-day routine. It can be relevant to the personal life and to the professional life as well. That how you are trying to think beyond the limitations, And whatever you have in your mind, you have to just come out of the way, out of the box, and think positively to believe in yourself, to resolve the concerns, whatever the concerns are bringing a sort of the hurdles for you. You have to change the thinking and proceed onwards. Once you are stuck in a situation and you are just thinking like the one we used to think and with respect to the previous perceptions, we would not be able to proceed. The best idea is to change the thinking, to proceed with the positive mindset, and to come out of the problems and to move and to proceed forward, not only for yourself, but to showcase our skills in front of the others as well, that we are the ones who can come out of the troubles easily with the help of the positive thinking and the mindset capabilities. The entire idea is you have to play with the audience. You have to move together with the audience as well in order to grow and in order to proceed forward with the team bonding and with the gatherings as well. Be it a family relationship, be it a employment relationship, or any sort of the friendship, you need to play together in order to come out of the situation. Thank you so much.
Amazing. DGM Tala, you were right. She can handle it. Toastmaster Abdul Rahman, can I give you a chance?
Actually, he was a prepared speaker, so maybe give Toastmaster Fiza. She has joined.
She has joined. Fiza.
Yeah.
Toastmaster Fiza Aziz.
Hello, sir. How are you? How are you? Can you hear me?
Yes, yes. No, sir. No,
Yes,
sir.
we can.
Sir, only DTM Tala. Okay. You ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Your speech title is Nothing in life is to be feared. It is only to be understood. Nothing in life is to be feared. It is only to be understood. Over to you.
Um, Good evening, fellow Toastmasters. It's been quite a while since I've seen you all, and to be given such an interesting topic by want to say that yes, you're right. Nothing in life is to be feared, but to be understood. It's just like because I have been in lot of fear for past 5 years, and ever since losing my dad, I have been in constant fear about, and have constant anxiety about the future, about what's going to happen, everything. But slowly, I understood things, and I know that some things are in my control and some things are not in my control. So I should. I am growing up. I'm getting mature day by day and learning, and of course everything in a life makes sense, and we should trust almighty Allah for this, because again you can pray, you can try, but everything is up to the hands of Allah, and whatever Allah decides for us, it's the best for us. So yes, that is the understanding which I get in my life right now in this phase. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you very much. Interesting message, though being so busy working, but
No,
very active
it's
mind.
my mother's birthday tomorrow, so I'm getting her gifts right now.
Great, great. Wishes,
Thank you.
wishes for her good health and long life.
Thank
In
you so
advance,
much,
happy
sir.
birthday.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Allah.
Okay. Now, can I have Toastmaster Hiba Khan, please? Hiba Rais Khan. Hiba. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Hiba, how are you? All good?
Yes, I'm fine.
Great. Your topic is there are no shortcuts to any place worth going. There are no shortcuts to any place worth going. Over to you.
Fellow Toastmasters and guests, in life, I've learned that there are no shortcuts to anything that can be done or anything that is worth going to. Or everything requires hard work, dedication, and whether it's in a professional aspect or whether in a academic aspect, one should learn to work hard, and one should learn to stick to one's objectives and goals, and stick to one different goal, and these objectives and goals make you working hard towards your objectives and goals make you realize that they make you avoid shortcomings, and they and they make you a better person in all. That's about it. Thank you.
Thank you. Very straightforward. That's all about it. Good one. Can I have another speaker? Who
Please
shall I
ask
invite now? I think, yes.
Please ask
Yes, tell me.
Toastmaster of the day.
Toastmaster of the day, DTM Rashid Dastagir.
Yes, you can have another speaker quickly, very quickly.
Okay. I find, no, it's for you. Oh, you're asking me to ask the topic or ask him that we can have a speaker? DTM Talab.
You can have one more speaker.
Yeah,
Yes.
asking whether we can have another one or not. Yeah.
Okay. So last, Toastmaster Abdul Rahman, please, if you can. Okay. When I heard your speech, I thought this title will be for you. Can you switch on your camera? Is it possible? Or Abdul Rahman, can you switch on? Okay. Your title is I prefer working hard. I'm sorry. I missed it. Just one second. I prefer. Okay. I prefer working hard than working smart. Now you can stand against it because in the beginning only I said it. You can stand opposite or you can stand agree with it. So it's up to you. Your topic is I prefer working hard than being smart. Over to you.
You're not audible, Abdul Rahman.
Yes. So thank you so much, TM Latif, for giving me such a nice topic. Well, I totally disagree with this working hard because the only one creature in this world which works hard is a donkey, and he never paid such reward, and he has always been a donkey. So working hard is never pays you back, but working smarter always gives you back. Because if you are working smarter, it means you are making ease into someone else's life. Also, you are also avoiding some repetitive tasks. And in the verge of technology, you do not need to work hard, but you have to work smart, because the way the things are moving on, the way now corporates are working on, the way the environment is on, is much based on the smart working, like not sort of laborious things, but now corporates are also minimizing their spend to work from home and work from avoid physical talks. Also, we are having this meeting online, which is also working from smart. Is a sign of working smart, not working hard. We are not living in a static room and giving a speech, but we are working remotely. So yeah, when it's come to rewards and when it's come to the advancement, working smart will always pays you back. So over to you, the table topic master.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Abdul Rahman. Actually, that was my idea when I ever choose to become a Toastmaster or a topic master. I always think that there should be one topic where someone goes against, and this is a lesson for everyone. Whenever you are in a Toastmaster meeting and you get a topic to speak, you can disagree with the topic. Thank you very much for your time, Distinguished Toastmaster Talha bin Ahmed. Please, if you can do the timing results and the poll. The names, I think we all have it, or?
Yes, I am floating the poll.
Yeah.
Please check. I think the list should be complete. Everyone is qualified.
You missed Burhanuddin. That's fine.
He received a special certificate.
Great. I submitted. Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Lateef, for the brilliant topics and all the table topics. Speakers surprised us with their speeches and thoughts, whether talking in favor or against the topic given. The poll is on the screen. Just do it quickly so that we will move to the another exciting session. And poll is done. And without any delay, I like to invite our general evaluator, and I like the distinguished Toastmaster Talha to wear another hat of general evaluator for today's meeting and surprise us with your abilities, skills. Toastmaster, distinguished Toastmaster Talha, are you available?
Thank you so much.
Free?
Thank you so much, Mr. Sorry.
Are you free?
Yes.
To wear another
Thank you so
hat?
much.
Oh.
Yeah, of course. Thank you so much, DTM Rashid. I don't know whether people want a journal evaluation from me or not, because I've been sharing thoughts about people taking roles or not taking roles, about the meetings very vocally on the KTC group. Thank your stars that you are not part of that. And even right now, as we speak, I'm receiving messages from other clubs and making comparisons, but that will come later. Let's get to the good part first, and let's get to the speech evaluations. Our first speaker today was Toastmaster Arfa Tabassum, and she was evaluated by Toastmaster Singh Razak. We have already had that evaluation. Our second speaker is distinguished Toastmaster Sarfraz Nazir with a keynote, and his evaluator is once again wearing multiple hats himself, Toastmaster Lateef Mansoor. So over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Today, there was no surprises when distinguished Toastmaster Sarfraz Nazir shared his speech. And on the speech title only, he mentioned that what he's going to do. But in my mind, or as the key evaluator, I was thinking that I will be evaluating a speaker delivering a keynote speech. But I never thought that someone will be already doing his evaluation, and then I will be evaluating the evaluation. So I don't know if I've made the sentence correct about the evaluation, and the evaluation ki evaluation kar raha hu basically. So I really love the way you introduce yourself, the quarter of the moment where you emphasize again that what you were precising, how you felt about delivering at the Karachi Toastmasters biggest event of Park Tech. I loved the way you keeping asking questions at the event. I myself, while hearing those questions again and again, was trying to answer it. So one way for each and every keynote speech, it is to keep asking questions. So the audience stay hooked with you, with their answers in their mind, what they are finding it. Yes, but there were some good connections which I really loved about your speech. The body language, the gestures, the way you have presented yourself, the words, the examples. I somehow was glued to your speech. I felt that if there is something which was missing, was the incident about how you felt after the event, after you gave the speech. Like, for example, when we say this, that, hi, I think I missed this. The audience was maybe wanted this to be heard. I really loved when you said that you were looking at the audience age and what message they would love to hear. It's not about the experiences that I have done it, so you will do it. It is about you. If you feel confident, apply for it. So in messaging your speech, I really understood what are the key points each and every keynote speaker have to keep in mind. First, the audience awareness, what kind of message they are going to do. Like, for example, every retired person is there and you deliver a speech saying, this is your time to shine, go to work Monday morning and everything will be yours. And it will be setting up a different message. So I really love the way you saw the audience in front of you, you shared, and you changed topic accordingly. One thing which I felt I should have asked you to challenge yourself was the one biggest thing, and I don't want to name it in a way that it was a mistake or it's a missing, but I would have loved to see some energy, which was missing. Maybe you're mostly emotionally engaged with that Park Tech, or maybe you were just humble with the speech. Over to you. Looking forward for your future projects. Chanil Bharat, over to you.
Thank you so much. And a journal tip for all speakers, whether your table topics or prepared speech or Indeed evaluations. There's absolutely no, and DTM Sarfraz can correct me if I'm wrong, but there's absolutely no need to hand over the charge back if you're running out of time. Okay, you can just say thank you, right? Because several times I've seen people spend several seconds trying to think who to hand over the charge to. So, for example, they would say, okay, over to you, Toastmaster. Oh, I'm sorry, General Evaluator. How many seconds that was? So, Toastmaster Latif, you're this close to being disqualified, okay? So, a thank you will do. And yeah. So,
I'm dear to you, no? So it's fine.
Or just simply stop talking.
Simply stop talking. Exactly.
No.
Exactly. That's even better.
No, I'm saying today I'm dear to him, so I won't be disqualified.
Yeah.
So
Latif Mansoor Ali, you wanted to know how I felt afterwards. I think I would leave it up to DTM Talha to tell you how I felt. I was so energetic that I injured myself.
Yes. Oh
at
my
the
God.
event.
Yes.
Yeah. I heard that speech. Yes.
Yeah.
So everyone knows how I felt.
So actually, there was an international speech contest who got disqualified because they ended the speech at 7 minutes and 30 seconds, and then they said, over to you. And maybe I'm imitating that person correctly. Over to you. Contest master. And that was the 7 minute and 30 second. So yeah, lesson for all, including myself. And now our next evaluator is Distinguished Toastmaster Sarfraz Nazir himself. So over to you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. General Evaluator, fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests, and especially you, Toastmaster Abdul Rahman. I loved your speech about the aftershock of marriage. I guess you must have given a speech some other time where you talked about the shock of the marriage, because this was the aftershock, just like an earthquake. There's an earthquake and then followed by aftershock. What I liked about your presentation was the use of several anecdotes or phrases. For example, you said, love is blind, marriage is an eye-opener. And you talked about this story of a man talking to a beautiful woman or beautiful lady, and whenever he did that, his wife would shout at her. Talked about wearing the wedding ring on the wrong finger because she thought she was married to wrong man. So I liked your speech because of the several anecdotes and phrases that you used. You also had a message towards the end. You said one way to avoid having this aftershock is the use of these 5 magical words. And you gave an example, I apologize, you are right. And that works most of the time. When a person says, hey, I'm wrong, you are right. Or the other example you gave was, the wife is always right, the 5 words. Also like the fact that you were confident. You stood up and you appeared to be speaking with confidence, delivering your message. You were enjoying giving your presentation. Now, how can you improve your speech? I mentioned that you use many stories from history, phrases that you used, but personally, I would have liked to see you use some personal story. Tell us something about the aftershock that you have experienced, or the shock that you have experienced because of marriage. That personal touch was missing, in my opinion. And you also had a chance or opportunity to use more vocal variety. For example, when you said love is blind, marriage is an eye-opener, you could have said love is blind, but marriage is an eye-opener, to show contrast between the love is blind and the marriage is an eye-opener. The same thing goes when you said she shouted at him. You could have shouted, "Oi, don't talk to my husband." So you had some opportunity for using vocal variety within your presentation. So I liked your speech because of the several anecdotes and phrases that you used. The fact that you had a message in your presentation, you spoke with confidence, and if you can add some personal touch, it will add some more value to the presentation. We would connect it better with your personal story in it. And you, since this was about vocal variety, you can add some more vocal variety within your presentation. Thank you for your speech, and I look forward to your next speech. Back to you, Mr. General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, DTN Sarfraz. And you always do a superb job of winding up your presentation, even though you're running out of time. So that's one more skill that we need to learn. Like it can be a little bit abrupt, but never completely abrupt. So yeah, congratulations. And with that, all 3 evaluators were within time. So I'm floating the poll for best evaluator. And in the meantime, let's invite someone who caused a celebration today by announcing that she would be the table topics evaluator, because that meant that she would not be a table topic speaker, and hence the best table topic speaker award would go to anyone but herself. So thank you, Toastmaster Mariam Akhtar. You caused unqualified joy and jubilation amongst KTC members today. Over to you as table topics evaluator.
Thank you so much. That was a nice intro, by the way. First of all, to the Toastmasters and the guests who have participated in the table topic, kudos to you. You all have done very good job by taking up the topic and speaking to about it, whatever comes to your mind. Now moving on with first speaker, Mr. Burhanuddin. I hope I have Mufaddal with me, right? So I have one thing important to say to his father. Burhan is young and very talented. The most important quality he has is right now the confidence. And the responsibility you have is to give him improvement, motivation, so that the confidence should grow rather than stay on the same line. Now, my father, what he used to do, if there's anything that if there's any topic that I'm going to speak about or anything like this, he first listens to that first. Like, he would be my audience and I will be his the speaker, and whatever comes to my mind, to my mouth, I'd say that, and he evaluated me. And in that way, before going to the other person or to the world, he will be my critic, and he have seen me falling down, fumble up, and he knows how to get away with that. But you are his supporter and be the mentor. So now next was Mufaddil. You were confident. I mean, that was very difficult to find a pause, like where he's going wrong and how can I evaluate his speak. But the only thing that I can say is the movement. Obviously, the movements was not there. I cannot see your hand movements, your facial expressions. So just try to do that, because the way that your speech was there, then your personal experience was there, and you can relate to that more. So that was the thing that was missing. Now Rafat Mobeen, the third participant, change the world by being yourself. The whole speech was very positive, and you were so good when you were describing the things. You used such good words in describing what you wanted to say. One thing that I would like you to work on is, you do take pauses, right? But try to take pauses that are meaningful. Like, if you're thinking something, do not repeat the sentence again, what you have said before. Or if you think that you're forgetting something, what you want to say, take a meaningful pause. Learn how to take that. Stop yourself. Give some expressions into it. Do not let your audience know that you are thinking. My father told me one rule: nobody in the audience knows what you're going to say next. Say it and then make it up. Nobody should never know that you have lost it somewhere or you don't know what to say next. Thirdly, guest Iram. Wow. The way that you have taken up the topic was very courageous. I really like the way you have presented it. You have taken it up, and you have the confidence that was needed, and you did not stop. You were continuous in the sentences that you were saying. I cannot hear any and ums. That was the good thing. The only thing that you were looking too casual. So it's better have some moments, or if you are in a position that you cannot move, or you cannot stand up, or you cannot show your gestures and enough, try to accommodate sometimes, right? Otherwise, sit in a proper place, or being in a sitting position. If you cannot stand up, that would be better. Thirdly, Fiza. I think Fiza is, we can name her up. In any situation, she can come up and she can say anything. She can be in mall and anywhere, and she'll be there. Very good. The way that you have carried the topic, you have presented it, was very good. The only thing that I found was you were breathing too fast. Maybe because you were walking here and there, and then you were. So with that thing, it was not sounded very professional because of that thing. But I think you can take pauses and then say the sentence again, and then take a small pause and then say, so that your voice would not sound shaky. Because of that breathing issue, your voice was shaking. Then we had Hiba. Hiba, you know how to speak very well now. And because you are a Toastmaster yourself, you know how to take the topic forward. That was very good. Just one thing, Hiba. whatever topic, there's no shortcut to any path worth going, right? So now when you have already, you got the topic now. Now what you have to do after the meeting, if you want to take my advice, stand in front of a mirror, repeat the whole topic, your speech of 30 seconds or whatever the amount it was, in front of a mirror, and where you feel that you are, you're pausing, you're sticking, and you don't know what to say, repeat that word 5 times, and then you move forward to the next sentence. Make it your habit. You will improve that thing, because there was nothing wrong, because you are too conscious in your mind that that people are, and you are speaking and you cannot stop, and what you have to say next, that your mind cannot help you in that way. Your tongue and your mind cannot go simultaneously. You don't have to do that. You have to practice it. Stand in front of a mirror, repeat a sentence that making you problem, repeat that word that you feel that, oh, that was the word that I was stuck on, and then move on, and you'll see the difference. Where I had the same issue, and I did this exercise, and it helped a lot. Last but not the least, Abdul Rahman. I prefer working hard than being smart. You're already being praised a lot for going against this topic, so I won't do that more. I like your start, and I like the example that you have given, that relating hard work to the donkey word. That was nice. That was quite. But don't repeat the words, because you were repeating quite the sentences before going to the next sentence. 1 or 2 times I have noticed that. And also take pause. If you need time to think, and you need you need to jump from one sentence to the other, you can take a small pause, do some actions between that. It will look nice. It won't look bad that much. So that's all from my side, and thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Mariam Aftab. A lot to unpack, but let's keep that for the GE proper session and move on to our role players for today. Our first role player is our grammarian and word master, Toastmaster Mufaddal Mulk. Over to you, Toastmaster Mulk.
Yeah, thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Talab and Ahmed. My role was for the grammarian and the word master. I unfortunately joined late, so I didn't hear the first 2 speakers. I'm not sure if they have used the word of the day, but after that, I didn't see any of the table topic speaker, or even I didn't use any of the word of the day. For the word of the day was missed by me as well. So, but I saw a very good use of some phrases that I was glued to your speech. Someone said that touch the sense of the conference, and someone said evaluation. So and everybody is a seasoned Toastmaster. It was really difficult for me to find any mistakes in our today's session. So good job, everyone. That's all from my side. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Mufaddal. I think Distinguished Toastmaster Sarfraz used the word of the day, and I think I did too before you joined. So yeah, and by the way, very good word. I think we should do something about making the word of the day more prominent, not just during table topics, but also during the meeting, so people are encouraged to use it. So thank you so much. Now we have our listener for the day, Toastmaster Hiba Rais Khan. So over to you, Toastmaster Hiba.
Fellow Toastmasters and guests, in who spoke calm and composed?
DTM Tala.
No. TM Fahim Razak.
Oh, yes.
Articulated the speech.
That was
He
DTM
himself,
Sarfraz.
yes. No. Fahim.
Yes, Fahim. And the last one, in this case, there was a call to action.
Now, last one of Fahim Razak.
No, everyone was sleeping. DTM Sarfaraz Nazir. That's about it for my report.
All right. Thank you, Toastmaster Hiba. Usually your listener reports are much longer and somehow your voice wipes the memory of everyone, which it did today as well. So now for the journal evaluation of the meeting, but let me first float the poll for the best role player. So please vote. And so first of all, the evaluations themselves. I think Toastmaster Fahim Razak, given the fact that he had to actually leave, uh, he performed an excellent evaluation and he covered all the basic points. Also, Toastmaster Latif, I believe that in your evaluation, I think, of course, your points are all very instructive. At this stage, we don't need to. I mean, your analytical skills are absolutely there, but somehow, myself included, sometimes we need to go back to basics in for how our evaluation should sound. So please don't think that, and that's my personal opinion, just because it's an experienced speaker like DTM Surfraz does not give us the license to be relaxed with the Toastmasters criteria for positivity. So when you said that you felt the energy was low, and I know you were coming from a good place, and DTM Surfraz has a very thick skin, but for the education of other speakers and guests, perhaps this could have been phrased differently. And I know I'm also guilty of that whenever I'm evaluating. So we all need to remember. And perhaps you could have said that, I felt that your energy level could be higher. So that's something we all need to remember, not just you, Toastmaster. And yeah, DTM Surfraz's evaluation, impromptu evaluation, I would say, because he was not engaged earlier. I think, first of all, let me just say that for a speech that arose during the meeting, it was quite a speech, surprisingly well prepared and well articulated. And DTM Surfraz's evaluation matched that. The table topics evaluation. Every time you speak Toastmaster Maria, I can't help thinking one thing. That's why don't you speak and why don't you compete? Because you bring so much to the table, whatever you do, whether you're speaking in table topics or table topics evaluation. So today, your evaluation, yes, there is one improvement area, which is that it went over time quite a bit. But when you were evaluating, it was as if you were sitting right besides the speaker and gently telling them that what was good and what could be improved. And that is a tone that we often miss during table topics evaluation. So absolutely phenomenal job there. I love the way how you how you curated your tone according to the experience level of the speaker. So I can't praise it enough. The language that you used, your articulation, your flow, everything. It was absolutely phenomenal. Congratulations on a superb table topics evaluation session. The facilitator reports were short today. There's no harm in that. So Toastmaster Hiba and Toastmaster Mufaddal, well done with your facilitator reports as well. Now, overall, I would just say one thing, that the one thing that our meetings suffer from is lack of preparation. And why is there lack of preparation? Because people, they turn up at meetings, but they do not take up roles within time. So that is why we end up with a situation out of all clubs, by the way. Let me tell everyone that this situation is not there in any other. That we are without role players, we are without evaluators, and the meeting has started. And when the meeting does start, we find that a surprising number of members turns up. So please book your roles in advance, even if you're uncertain. There used to be a time where we used to have a backup for almost every role, and that used to be a different person. In my journal evaluation, I will just like to display this. Sorry, just a second. Sorry, I don't know what's wrong with Zoom today. Yeah, this is the agenda that I received for Lahore Toastmasters Club. And one good learning is that it serves as both as a flyer and an agenda, which is great. Secondly, the meeting is on June 1st. And look, all the role players are filled, including the minor role players. We have so many members who, if they turn up in a meeting, they always want a major role. And even that is not correct because we should be prepared to do all roles. Secondly, I think there's a feeling that people think that the facilitator roles are something not important or someone else can do them. But you know, in order for a meeting to work, we didn't have an hour counter today. We didn't have a dedicated vote counter, right? And in fact, I had to take timer only because no one else did. They have a different person for each role. And then they have a speaker and evaluator assigned against each speech. And I don't know, just give me a second. Once again, let me display that. Actually, the brothers. Anyhow, I'll continue. So the point is that it was an agenda of Lahore Toastmasters Club. The meeting is on June 1. And remember, they live, Lahore is in Pakistan, by the way. And it is populated by Pakistani members. They're subject to the same heat wave. They're subject to the same working hours. In fact, the heat wave is worse in Lahore. And just like us, they are fresh off Park Tech and they're heading into the speech contests. So all of our excuses are out the window. All right. Another parallel meeting is going on, Express Toastmasters Club. And that also has a full agenda. I don't know when it was made, but before the meeting, the agenda was full. So that is what I want to say to the members, that until and unless you book your roles in advance, things will not work out. And until and unless you thought that there was value in the facilitator roles in addition to the big four roles, things will not work out. So I take this opportunity to ask permission from the president that perhaps we can do the next meeting with a theme of going back to basics. It will be more of an educational session, if you allow, Mr. President, because we need to re-educate ourselves. How a table topics master role is done, because myself included, often we forget that non-speaking role holders should be invited to table topics. Often we forget that word of the day should be reminded not only during table topics, but throughout the meeting. Often we forget that what should be the the tone of evaluation. We've gotten so comfortable with each other. And more importantly, and this might be self-serving for the VP education, but I would like to once again re-educate the members on when they should book the roles and what is the deadline. You just don't, I mean, today we were lucky, we just had 2 speeches. We had a member who messaged me during the meeting that they would like to speak. And that is admirable. I admire that spirit. People know that I never turn away a speaker or a speech. That's not what we are supposed to do. But what if we already have 4 or 5 speakers, right? And what if we didn't have evaluators? So I would seek your permission, DTM Sarfraz, if we can hold the next session, next meeting as an all-included education session where we could, share some basic learning about roles and meeting setup. And perhaps we could also take feedback from the members. Is that okay, DTM Sarfraz?
Yes, that's fine. I agree. I remember the good old days when we used to have full agenda
Yes.
with about 10 speakers, evaluators, and all the facilitator roles filled.
Yes.
And what I find strange is that prior to the meeting, you had asked members if they were going to attend in person or online.
Yes.
Now, if someone says they're going to attend in person and the meeting is then changed to online only, that does not mean that the person was thinking of attending in person should go and do something else. You expect them to then join online, but I've noticed that
exactly.
And then some of the persons who said online, they'll attend online, they were not here today. So
yes.
So there was So if somebody says, that goes back to if you say that you're going to attend, whether it's in person or online, once the meeting starts, you are expected to be there. And if you're already saying that you plan on attending, then you should also go ahead and take one of the roles. If you don't want to give a speech, that's fine. Be an evaluator, or at least take one of the facilitator roles. So I agree. I think it's time to go back to basics, even though the information is available on Toastmasters International website. Toastmaster wears many hats, but it's nice to repeat within the meeting what this role means and why it's important for the agenda to be complete before the meeting and not have to go through changes at the last minute.
Thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster Sarfraz, for your support. And yes, it's good that you've seen that time too, so that you have a very good understanding of what we used to have and now what we have. So without further ado, our Toastmaster of the day had to leave, understandable, because he was sitting in office and poor guy had to go home. So, but thank you, DTM Rashid, for your absolutely wonderful TMOD session. I think you displayed par excellence how a TMOD session should be done. So with that, without further ado, I'll float the poll for the best Big Four role player and hand over the charge to our president. And let me also recognize and welcome our division director-elect and area director, Toastmaster Augustine Wood. Over to you, DTM Sarfraz.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Talab and Hamid, fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests. Yes, I would like to welcome our Area 1 Director and also Division B Director-elect. And he is working on his DTM, hopefully before the end of the next Toastmaster year, which ends on June 30th, 2025. He will be one of the new DTMs within District 122. DTM Talha, you displayed the agenda or the post from Lahore Toastmasters. I noticed that too. I liked everything that you mentioned about that post. They have the roles, facilitator roles, big roles. The only thing that I object to is that generally speaking in districts, club events should not interfere with district events. District event trumps a club event. Because if you are having a club meeting, that means you are asking those people to attend the club meeting and forego the district event. So I'm going to respond to that after the meeting, to that post saying that, my request that they either postpone it after the contest is over or do it next to, so modify their timing so that it does not interfere, so that if people are attending the contest, that they don't have to leave and go and attend the meeting. Because all the names that appear there, they are expected to be at the meeting. So, but besides that, but I like the flyer, the fact that they're already publishing ahead of time. And I would like us to, as you mentioned, Karachi Toastmasters, go back to basics, like we used to have the agenda well in advance, rather than publishing, you have been waiting for people to take up roles so that it delays the agenda. So we would like to see it at least 24 hours, if not 48 hours, that people, if they know they're going to attend, they go ahead and accept the roles. And worst thing that can happen is, hey, you accept the role and something comes up, you just can't make. In that case, you immediately let the VP Education or the club officer know, hey, sorry, something came up, I won't be able to attend, and see if you can find someone else to fulfill that role that you had volunteered for. So whenever you're ready, with the votes, we can announce the results. Once again, June 1st is the district level speech contest, all 5 contests, international speech, tall tales, table topics, evaluation, and Urdu speech contest, 5 contests. Time is 9:30 to 5. And I'm hoping that they start at 9:30 so that people don't expect 9:30 means 10, 10:30, especially the contestants. And that's another thing I'll post, say all contestants, they should be there prior to the meetings, start of the meeting, and not be dragging in and then expecting that, oh, I'm on my way, please. Yeah, please don't disqualify.
Yeah.
Okay, over to you, DTM Talha, for the announcement of the results.
Thank you so much. Toastmaster Latif, you have your hand raised. would you like to say something?
Yes, I would love to say, or at least I'm just giving an input of my my club experience, because DDM Talab, actually why I'm saying this, because it's effectively worked it. Instead of sending the Google sheet, if you can, just share that small, the message, the speaker, evaluator, role players. I can share you how I have the meeting of the 8th June, which has already been arranged. But what I do is every morning I just send them, and someone has always there to accept it. Instead of filling the Google sheet, they just fill this way. I will share with you in a separate way. Our meeting is on the 8th of June, and you will see that we have 4 speakers, 2 evaluators. Almost everything is ready. So this is just a thought. Nothing, no
Yeah.
no obligations on whatever the efforts you are doing it.
No.
But maybe because of going to Google Sheet, early morning after Fajr, just send message, please fill up the agenda, and someone will fill it. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Latif.
I think he's referring to sending out a poll. Like,
Yeah,
think
no, it's not a poll. It's not a poll. It's not a poll. I'll share.
Not a poll.
Yeah,
not a poll. But
I'll share.
Who wants to? Yeah.
Sure.
So
actually, Toastmaster Latif, yeah. First of all, I thoroughly appreciate your input, and it is certainly helpful or intended to be helpful. But my point is, first of all, that we've been running this Google Sheet for years, number one. Even when DTM Sarfraz joined, and he was one of the first ones, I mean, he adapted to it instantly, right? So allow me to say this, but there's no excuse for not, and you know what? If someone is not able to access the Google Sheet or they find it difficult, they message me personally anyway or put it on a group. So that option is already there, right? So the Google Sheet is not the barrier, and it should not be a barrier.
No, sir. I also tried, but some of my club members, they did not feel comfortable. I loved it.
Right.
I
know.
Yeah. Some people are, some people are very much into jo dikhta hai, wahi bikta hai, in that kind of way. Yeah.
But
true. And it also helps us in keeping track when all the speeches are line by line, and also the gamification thing. So
correct.
Yeah. So your point is noted. We can even try that, or maybe whoever is my successor, they can try that. So now going on to the polls. First of all, please vote for the facilitator, everyone. We just have to vote for that. In the meantime, let me announce the other polls. Best speaker goes to today, Toastmaster Abdul Rahman. Congratulations. It's a big feat considering who the other 2 speakers were. Congratulations. Best evaluator goes to Toastmaster Fahim Razak. Once again, congratulations. And best table topic today goes to Burhanuddin's father, Toastmaster Mufaddal Murtala. I think he got Burhan's votes as well because he has a huge margin. So congratulations on that. And best Big Four today goes to our table topics master, Toastmaster Latif Mansoor Ali. Congratulations. And the final poll, best facilitator, goes to once again our grammarian word master, Toastmaster Mufaddal. Actually, it's a tie between him and myself, but I don't know who votes for a timer, so I'm not considering that. So that's pretty much it. And over to you, Mr. President.
Thank you, DTM Talha. That concludes our meetings. But this time, I'm going to ask our guest, Iram, if she wants to say a few words, although she already participated in the table topics. I think she's dropped off. Area Director and Division Director-elect, Augustine, would you like to say a few words? Oh, Toastmaster Augustine? I guess he's unavailable. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. We look forward to seeing you on June 1st during the District 122 speech contest, and then again a week from today at the KTC meeting, same time, either in person at Pakistan American Cultural Center or online or closer to time, we'll know exactly whether it'll be a hybrid meeting or an in-person or online meeting only. Until then, between now and then, please volunteer for roles. And when the spreadsheet is posted, just click on it. It takes less than 60 seconds to click on it. It opens immediately. You fill in the role that's vacant there. If you want to, there's a long list of speakers. Those roles are always available, but also volunteer for the big four roles or at least the facilitator roles. Once again, thank you for joining. Until next week, be safe, be blessed. Allah Hafiz. Thank you, Rafat Mubin, for participating in Table Topics. Thank you, Augustine, for joining us. Thank you, Mariam Kidwai, for being a Table Topics evaluator. And Latif Mansoor Ali, thank you for being our Table Topics master today. And thank you, DTM Talha, for the multiple roles that you fulfilled today.